the Just Chopsing Podcast, and along with my cousin Dave today, we have a band called Matter of Mind. They are a 4-piece band, I believe, currently operating as a 3-piece with a drum machine in the background, or a Mac. I'm not sure which one is which, but how you doing, lads?
Great. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. We're, David's recovering from his weekend because he was at Those Damn Crows at Cardiff Castle. Sold out show.
How was that?
Amazing. Yeah, really good. Just really nice to be back out and enjoying live music again, to be honest. It was my second gig since the cancellation of lockdown. So, and many more to come, hopefully. So, you guys doing? Have you started gigging yet, or?
We're announcing our first show back tonight, actually. Oh,
okay.
I need to announce the first show back tonight. We're supporting False Heads in Manchester on November the 13th.
Okay, cool.
Getting back into it. But in terms of actually like going to shows and stuff, I personally haven't been back. So have you guys been back to one yet?
Not yet, no.
Not yet. No. Going to Slam Dunk this weekend now. I'm taking my mum to her first festival.
Excellent.
Oh, cool. That's nice.
Yeah, she's dead excited. So we're going to go watch some bands and stuff and get pissed.
Yeah, sounds good. Is that a weekend do, or is it just a one day?
It's just a one-day festival. It's in Leeds. We're going down tomorrow night. Going to have an hour in Leeds and then hit the festival on Saturday.
Brilliant.
Often date your mum?
What's it?
No, but
These two try.
Would you like Vicky?
Well, you can't go wrong if you've got a fit mum.
All right, can we move the subject from my mum?
Well, you started it.
I'm just excited. You're going to Slam Dunk Festival. I'll be excited.
Yeah, that's a cool. If that's her first, is that her first ever gig?
No, she's come to see us play a few times, and
Right.
she loves the rock music. Goes to gigs.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, if that's her first gig, then starting big.
Good one.
Yeah. Cool. So what's in the works for you guys? You need to find a drummer, I guess.
Yeah, that is on the to-do list.
Yeah, it's up there. We've got a few people helping us out, like sessioning and stuff for gigs and stuff. Drummers haven't been our strong point in the past.
They've not. It always seems to be the weak link, but we carry on working.
Yeah.
We're just getting back into the swing of things. Returning to somewhat of normality. We just released our latest single, "Take It Back." So we're still riding the wave of that at the minute. But we're looking at getting back in the studio, getting more gigs booked in, and just proper getting the ball rolling again, which is good.
Sorry. Yeah, I saw that title of that song, "Take It Back," and I thought, fucking hell, because I used to know a band called The First. Have you ever heard of them? I think they played Download a few years ago. Okay. And they had a song called "Take It Back," and it's a great song, to be honest. And I thought, fucking hell, they haven't covered that, have they?
Let's check out. Theirs is probably better than us.
I didn't want to say that, but
Someone's got to.
So I don't even know what we're talking about then, to be honest.
So when did you guys form then? Because I can see you've released stuff on Spotify back in 2017 as well. So have you been together 4 or 5 years, have you?
Yeah,
it's longer.
Probably longer. Yeah, we've been playing since high school. We're all 23 now, so yeah, it's been a while. We feel like we're getting on.
The first time us three ever played on stage together was 2012.
Oh my god.
2012?
Oh, 2012.
Were you like first year of comprehensive school?
Third. In the year 9.
Yeah, it was one
year
year.
About July 2012, I think.
I hate how he knows all these things.
We just got back from a school trip, not too difficult.
We went and played Manchester Club Academy for our first show.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, it's good fun. We've been releasing music since 2016, something like that.
3rd of April 2016.
Yeah.
Right, there you go.
Bloody hell. You're like
it
a
was my 18th birthday. You give me dates to remember, I'm going to do it.
It's like a walking.
Yeah, you're old enough then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're old enough to go to the pub, so you're going to remember that birthday.
That's it. It's a big one, isn't it?
Well, I'm spending it home, to be honest with you.
He's not very excited in this one.
No, not really.
So remember, it's an 18th birthday, probably getting sloshed.
Well, I don't remember it, but that's
Yeah. But you know, that's the 18th, and it's the big one. So if you released your first music on your 18th birthday, then something else to remember it by.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so and you've released a couple of EPs as well.
We have. We've released our first EP, which was the one we released on Ash's 18th, which feels like a lifetime ago now. And then we've released another one called Dead Apologies.
Yeah.
Then we've just released a set of singles over the last year or two, which, you know, is obviously our most proudest work as artists. Say, you know, the newest album's always the best or whatever. So, yeah, we're super proud of that. And I feel like now we've been at it for a few years. We kind of know what we want now, and we know what we're about. You know, we know our own sound. And yeah, onwards and upwards for us, really. Keep writing. We're writing more than ever. And yeah, just excited that the world's opening up again and that we can get back to it.
That's it, yeah. What sort of sound would you say you got then, guys? How would you describe your sound?
Emo jazzcore fusion.
Yeah,
No, it's the way I look at it is it's like noughties emo, but with a bit of a modern twist on things. Like we do a lot more with strings and synth, and especially like than we used to personally. So yeah, it's hard. I've always found it hard to kind of bracket our sort of sound.
Yeah, we tend to share different traits from different genres and stuff, but I feel like everyone says that these days. So yeah, I think you're right. Sort of noughties emo with modern influence, really.
Yeah. So who are your musical influences then? Do you take that from?
Loads of bands. Me, I love bands like Silverstein, The Used, Bring Me the Horizon, While She Sleeps, were a big one growing up. Who else are we into?
Thrice. We're all big fans of Thrice.
My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, you could view that on your stuff.
We've all got very similar, but also really varied music tastes.
Mm-hmm.
So we all seem to draw on different things, which I think is a strength in a way.
Yeah.
Not all just bracketed in one section. Oh, this is what we listen to. This is what we're all going to be inspired by, which I think comes across quite nicely in some of the stuff we do, right?
Yeah.
Been unashamedly listening to a lot of Charlie Puth recently, just because he's a musical genius and his melodies are so good. So yeah, just ripping off a lot of Charlie Puth for a minute.
Oh, right, okay. Cool. Well, oh, fucking hell. I'm fucking tired, man. I can't think what I was going to say then. Yeah, go on, Dave, because I'm fucked. I'm all over the place this week.
If you were all playing together, sort of like when you were like 12, 13 years of age, and when did you all start getting into music? What ages were you when you started picking up instruments and singing?
Very young age.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I first started playing guitar when I was 6. Started doing like Spanish classical stuff.
Did you?
Yeah. And then it all just went downhill, and he turned out to be a lot better than me, so I picked up bass. And
So you didn't follow in the footsteps of Tommy Emmanuel?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell, he's a genius, that guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, seen him playing his Spanish guitar. Fucking hell. Don't know how he manages it.
No, he bends the neck as well, doesn't he? When he plays it, he actually bends the neck.
Does he?
Yeah. I've seen some of the stuff I've seen that guy do is incredible.
Yeah, he bend the neck, but not the one on my guitar.
Yeah, he bends the neck on it. So where do you draw your songwriting influences from then?
All over, really.
Yeah, again, it's a mixed bag. It's every different song comes from a different sort of place. You know, we don't really write all together in a room anymore. It tends to be a case of we'll all be sat in front of a computer, just firing stuff at it and see what sticks, and then we bring it together. So it's different depending on who's actually writing that piece at that time and what they're listening to. I mean, I know you cycle.
I get ridiculous cycles of things.
He has a month where he'll listen to metal, and then he'll not listen to it.
Then I'll come back the next month and I'll be listening to some kind of French avant-garde art pop or something.
Which isn't a lie either, like that. That happened.
Some of the shit that I find this guy listening to is...
When you said he cycles, and I thought you meant he was off on his BMX.
I thought you were going to say he cycles as well.
That wouldn't be a tangent.
Yeah, it's sort of coming in vague.
There you go. You're going really slow on me now.
Oh, we're back.
Not quite.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah. You froze up. You're back now. We had this problem with Dead Romantic as well, didn't we?
Mm.
They were like...
I just got a naff laptop and everybody freezes on it anyway, so I'm sort of just talking to well, that's what I normally do anyway. So I'm talking to like a photography wall, so I can't see any expressions or anything. So, you know, you might all be doing this to me. I haven't got a clue what's going on, to be honest.
Well, it's just me doing that today.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So what sort of influence, so what sort of interests have you got outside of being in a band? Because it sounds like you've been in a band for a fucking long time.
Yeah.
And do you do anything apart from the band, like? Apart from date your mum, Josh?
Well, me and take turns.
Back here again.
Yeah, so I mean, we all have jobs outside of the band. Because obviously, you know, it is essentially a money pit. Unfortunately,
Being in a band.
It is,
Yeah, it is, yeah.
The financial input that it takes to carry on doing what, you know, at the end of the day, it's a passion of what's the phrase I'm looking for, Ash? You help me with this. Oh, he's fucking useless. But, you know, a labour of love. That's what.
Labour of love. Yeah.
So you know, we have to funnel everything we can into it to make it work and to try and get everything out of it that we can. So you know, I've been working full time for longer than I'd like to think, to be fair. So I've been chefing for 6 years now. So that's
chefing.
Yes, that's what I do most days, and any free time I've got is all about the band. I mean, you're lucky enough to work in a studio, which is nice.
Yeah, that's good.
And he stacks shelves.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I mean, you've got to work. I mean, there's no two ways about it, is there?
Yeah.
It's all work to fund the beast that is the money pit of being in a band, like you say. And I feel like a lot of people don't realise that. And, you know, how sort of, obviously I'm not trying to cry my heart out here, but it's difficult being in a band. And, you know, it's hard work. You get told by a lot of different people. You get told no's a lot. You get, you know, your peers are like, oh, you're still doing the band thing. And it's like, you know, people don't realise it takes time, effort and money to just even keep a band going.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's what we love doing. I don't think we're ever going to give it up no matter what. So, you know, if we can do something on the side to fund what we love, then fuck it, we're going for it.
It's got to the point now where I've been doing this for 8 years maybe. You put that much money in now, why bother bottling it?
Yeah.
At this point.
That's one way of looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, there are stories out there, you know, where you've got bands that have, you know, go at it for a long, long time, and then all of a sudden, something just clicks, and they're catapulted, aren't they? So, you know, it's like we had Massive Wagons on, and I know they've released, I think they're on their 5th album now, Tez, something like that, aren't they? And I'd never really heard of them before, and then all of a sudden, you know, they're up on big festivals like Planet Rockstar and Steelhouse and places like that, and you know, because on the back of this one album, you know, but obviously they've released 4 previous to that, so you know, it's just like you got to stick with it, haven't you? And you know, something will click one day.
100%. That's weird that you said Massive Wagons, actually, because
they were on our 3rd ever gig.
We played with them on our 3rd ever gig, and I'm not joking, this is really weird. Yesterday, as I was coming downstairs from my room, I was carrying a guitar case down, and I knocked off a picture, which is a poster of our 3rd ever gig, and on that was Massive Wagons. And I'm looking, going, oh yeah, they're smashing it now.
Yeah, they are. They're killing it. Aren't they? It's all thanks to being on this podcast.
That's what it was. So nobody had heard of Baz, and then he came on here for half hour. Boom.
45 minutes.
And then he had a photograph with me at Steelhouse, and that was it again, then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You'll never talk to me again.
People don't get it, you know, like you said, because I mean, look at Kings of Leon. They broke through with Sex on Fire, but that was like their 5th or 6th studio album. You know, nobody fucking heard of them. So it takes a lot of time, effort, money, and patience, really.
100%.
You know, unless you're really, 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 really lucky, and then it can pay off. But
well, you said the same previously on a podcast about Nickelback, wasn't it? It was kind of like their last crack at it, really, wasn't it? They've been doing it for a lot longer, haven't they?
Well, they've been doing it fucking years, like 20 years or something.
Yeah.
And then they're going to call it a day.
Yeah.
And and they just pumped everything into that Rockstar album, remortgaged their houses and everything, you know, just to give it one last crack, and luckily it paid off. But yeah, it's a tough old slog sometimes. But you know,
like, if it's something you love, then just keep going. I mean, we all love. I mean, it's what we're doing here tonight. We're in our practice room. You know, after we've jumped off this call with you, we're just going to go and play all of our own songs and, you know, see if we can write something new, and just, you know, it's what we like to do at the end of a shit day of work, and come here and play some music with your mates. It's exactly what we want to be doing.
Yeah. But what studio do you work in then, Jordan?
So I've just started working with sort of our producer of the band as well, one of my closest mates, Carl, at Steel City Studios.
Okay.
So I manage bookings there, but I also do a bit of, you know, helping out assistant engineering and stuff, and writing songs with artists and that. And yeah, just being around music and stuff. It's amazing. I've only started the last like 4 months maybe, but it's awesome. And I work with one of my closest mates, and, you know, we get to work on some cool projects and stuff. We've got a great band coming in next week called Misplaced. They're killing it in like the pop punk game and stuff. So excited to meet those guys and, you know, work with them and stuff. And you can pick the brains of these people, and, you know, sort of, they all sort of say the same thing. It's like, you know, if you're passionate about it, just keep going, you know. So it's not good about that. And being around music is exactly where I want to be personally. So yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. Well, can you, like, after hours, get your own boys in there and mess around?
Oh, we go in all the time. We live there pretty much. Yeah. Like that's how I ended up working there, is just through, you know, recording there and stuff. And then, you know, our producer Cal messaged us a couple of years ago when he was in uni. He was like, "Do you want your band recording?" We were like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then since then, we've developed this relationship. He then got the job at Steel City, and then has now sort of got me a job at Steel City as well. So yeah, it's cool. So we're in there next week, actually sorting out some stuff for our live shows.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back in recording as soon as possible, really. I mean, we're sat on shitloads of material, so as soon as we can get in. But the problem is I'm booking up the calendar too much, so I can barely get my own band in.
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying, after hours, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, for sure.
It's all going to be after hours, and you don't have to pay for it then either.
Oh, 100%.
But then actually, you can always, you know, you can do the catering, so that's not a problem. You know what I mean? You got it all fucking set up, really, haven't you? You do your own catering, you do your own fucking recording, and then Rob can cycle off down the shop and pick some of the supplies up.
We've got it all. We've got it all.
Yeah, that's cool.
You mentioned a bit earlier about drummers. So what's been the issue with drummers then? Is it your music is like too
technical
or technical? Yeah, because we had a band on before, didn't we? Autumn Killers, and they went through about 3 or 4 drummers before they managed to find one that sort of suited the sound that they were looking for.
Drummers, man. It's just drummers. Like, that's all you got to say. I mean, to be fair, our first drummer was like one of our closest mates, and still is one of our closest mates. I was getting pissed with him last weekend. He just decided he didn't, you know, couldn't cut it anymore. He went to work full time doing his job, which is absolutely fine. Like I say, you know, it's difficult being in a band, so let's do that. Then we had a second drummer, and it wasn't quite working. Just again, commitment stuff. And then we kind of just thought, you know, between us three, we write the drum parts anyway. We write everything you hear. It's usually just getting someone in to come and play what we've sort of, you know, bashed out on a keyboard or mapped out with like dumb drum language that you use to describe drums, like fat bars and hits and stuff. So yeah, I mean, we just get sessions in at the minute. I mean, like getting a full-time drummer would be nice, but at the minute, with the 3 of us, it just works. You know, we're like pretty much lifelong mates at this point. So bringing someone else in is like, we need to make sure they're cool and that we want to hang around with them all the time.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. I mean, you spend a lot of time with these people, so you want to make sure they're nailed on. So until we find that person, it's like, we'll just hire a few people. People want to, you know, come play drums for us. It's amazing. So, you know, we can sort of pick and choose in that regard.
Yeah, you want to check out the hygiene as well, because if you're going away touring and you're in a little camper van or something and they pick their toenails or they got sweaty bollocks, it's not good, is it? You need to get somebody who's like clean.
We've already got one in the van.
Nothing there, man. A lot of people come back every now and then.
Where are you based anyway? Where do you live?
So we're all from Stockport, and we live around Stockport, which is just south of Manchester. We're all just local to here. I mean, we're currently in our practice space in Ashton, which is about 10 miles from Stockport. But it's just a happy circumstance that we're able to come in here, to be honest. Because if not, it would be somewhere more local.
Yeah. So are you all Stockport County fans, or are you a split of City and United fans?
I think we're split City United. Right?
We are, yeah. So I mean, I'm a City fan. Easy
Done with
United
it. Get rid of him.
fan. And you just don't really give a fuck about football.
I see people kicking a ball around. I'm like, cool. Don't get it.
Yeah.
Don't get it. But fair enough to people who do. So I just sit back and usually enjoy it in the pub. And that's about it.
Yeah. Well, all Terry did during the Euros, he was messaging me every night, moaning about snipers being in the stands and people getting shot and falling over and crying on the pitch.
What a load of fucking crap. I mean, these guys get paid a fortune and they're all fucking lying on the floor half the time.
Yeah.
Does my head in. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, I'm probably like you, Jordan. It's like, it's why? I mean, you go out and watch a game of rugby and fucking, patch them up and put them back on like they're all bleeding to death and black eyes and stuff. And then you get a football player who has a little tap on the ankle and he's crying for his fucking mum. And then as soon as he gets a free kick, he's running around again.
Exactly.
It's like, fuck off.
Whatever it is.
Didn't Ronaldo just sign to come back to Man United?
Oh, yeah.
Has he signed?
Yeah, he's there.
Oh, he's there, is he already?
Oh, yeah.
I wonder how much they're paying him.
£500,000 a week.
He won't be struggling.
Yeah.
500,000 a week. He's taking a pay cut then.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. He just wanted to see the end of his career at Man United or what?
I don't think that'll be the end. He's signed for 2 years. I reckon he'll go back to Sporting, or maybe even play at Madeira when he's like 40 or something.
I think I'll go to Miami.
Maybe it was actually written in his contract that he had to come back.
No, I wasn't. No.
Some of them do that, don't they?
No, I just had a funny feeling. As soon as City were mentioned, I knew we were going to sign him. Because there's no.
Not all just an attention-seeking ploy from him, though.
Yeah, I was talking to my buddy about it the other day, and he reckon his manager released it just to try and make sure Man United put a bid in.
Everything that was going on with Messi, it was Messi this, Messi that. So I think him and his agent have just gone, hang on, let's create a stir. Say you're going to City, United will snap ball.
Yeah.
Back in.
But it just shows he is the best player ever because he's gone to the Premier League instead of going to play in a pretend league in France where there's only one side that wins it every year. Do you know what I mean? So, he's definitely going into a competitive league and they're going to kick the shit out of him, isn't they? So, it shows he's the best player in the world, isn't it? Whereas Messi ain't. I can't stand Messi.
He's a bit messy too, is he, Dave?
He's just a little short twat.
What?
He's a little short twat. I don't like it.
That's funny.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. Well, he's getting paid more than us, that's for fucking sure.
Yeah, he's probably on £1 million a week, I expect, in PSG. God knows what they're paying him.
That money they've got.
Well, Man City offered him $1 million a week, didn't they?
I don't know.
I think they did.
It'll have been something daft like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, isn't it?
No one needs that much money.
It's just it's not right, is it?
They've got so many people in the world struggling and they pay in footballers this kind of money. It's like,
well, they just need to spread the wealth. They could pay podcasters a bit as well, couldn't they?
they could do, yeah.
I'm happy to have a United and City. Oh, I don't know, fucking hell, did I just say that? A United sign on the bottom of the bottom of the screen or something.
I don't care as long as they fucking pay for it.
No, I wouldn't want a City one. I don't. I'd have an Arsenal one before a City one.
They'd really have to pay for it.
Yeah, they would at the moment.
Where'd you get your name from, guys? Matter of mind. How did you make that up?
Oh, right. This is a good one, right? So when we first started, we cycled through quite a few names. I think one of them was the Standard. We were stuck on that for a while, and we were just a bit like, it's a bit naff, isn't it?
Sounds like a mod band, really.
Yeah, it's just a bit. And we were driving back from where we were practicing, and we drove past this tattoo shop called Mind Over Matter. And we just kind of sat there and like, hang on, wait, matter of mind? you had like a
Epiphany.
So we sort of flipped it, and I thought I quite like that. And I'm sort of a bit of a spiritual nerd if you're into that kind of shit. So I was like, okay, this kind of fits into what I'm into, you know, positive thinking, you know, law of attraction and all that kind of thing. So I thought, matter of mind, the way you look at situations, it's a matter of mind. You can go into something thinking, oh, this is going to be shit, I'm going to hate it, and you'll end up hating that thing. Or if you go, I'm going to enjoy myself, you know, it's all mindset, isn't it? So we linked in with that, and then we settled on matter of mind. But yeah, that tattoo studio that we drove past, we're going getting band tattoos there next week because we thought we've been in this band for about 10 years. So let's go get a tattoo. So yeah, we're going next week and getting is it all of our first tattoos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it the double M logo? Is it you're gonna get?
Yeah.
Oh, why don't you just get a single one from McDonald's?
Well, you could get one on each arse cheek and then bend over and you've got MFN. Do a handstand and you've got wow.
Yeah. You could always look at it like that, I suppose. Because I was, see, my fucking computer's gone all funny now. Because I like to put in a story in the show, and because your band are called Matter of Mind, does any of you know what happened to Einstein's brain?
Didn't they pickle it?
Well, what it was, right? Before he died, he said he didn't want people coming to his grave every day and shouting fucking E equals MC squared over it, you know? So he wanted to be cremated instead. And so he wanted his whole body to be cremated. But then this fucking guy called Thomas Harvey claimed he had permission from Princeton Hospital, which he didn't fucking have any permission at all, took Einstein's brain out when he was on an autopsy. And he convinced Einstein's son to okay the operation as well. So it's because he said he needed his dad's brain for fucking to be studied by science. But this Harvey guy, he wasn't like a neuroscientist or anything, so he didn't know what the fuck he was doing anyway. So when he went to get the brain, the hospital refused him because he was working at the hospital. He refused him and they sacked him. So then he took the brain anyway, and then he got to this like site in Philadelphia with this technician, and they sliced it into 200 cubes.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is quite interesting, I suppose. And he stored them.
Brain food.
Yeah, he stored them in jars in his basement, right? So when he moved around the country, obviously he kept bits of the fucking brain everywhere, and his wife almost chucked them all out once, and he mailed pieces of them all over the world to various researchers, but nobody wanted to analyze Einstein's brain apparently. So yeah, he didn't really make anything of it. He just dismantled him, went totally against Einstein's wishes, and fucked it all up basically.
I thought they pickled it and they were going to study it because he had an IQ over 200, didn't they? So they wanted to try and understand what made him tick and see if there was any, I don't know, bigger bits of the brain.
Yeah, now this guy fucking nicked it and sliced it up into cubes.
Yeah.
I do like a fun fact.
Yes.
Like, so whenever we do like a live stream or anything, we do like a little segment which is Bramwell's fun fact.
Okay.
Bramwell always like shouts up a fun fact, don't you, mate? Yeah.
Go on and give us a fun fact.
So if every emperor penguin in Antarctica decided to invade Uruguay, every single person in Uruguay would have to fight 23 penguins.
That's amazing that you just got that like that.
And that one sat at the front.
That was well rehearsed.
Yeah, that was good.
A mother with a brand new newborn, right? She's going to have to fight 46 penguins.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy, isn't it? Have those penguins got machine guns? Because then you're really fucked.
Well, yeah, if they do, mate, yeah, it's done for.
Because they could get them from America, because America got so many guns.
Yeah.
There's enough for one. There's one gun for every person on the planet, apparently, in America. Yeah. So you could give a couple to the penguins.
Yeah.
And it's fucking mass destruction then. The penguins are going to take over the world.
You have a new song. dolly looking chains, isn't it? Guns don't kill people, penguins do.
Maybe we should get that tattooed.
That's some merch.
Yeah, some merch penguins with machine guns.
Yeah. I like funny facts as well. I mean, the most interesting fact I think about being born is what you're born without, you know. And people say, oh, I asked my daughter, I said, oh, what were you born without? What are you born without? She said, oh, I wasn't born with a beard. I said, well, you're never going to get a fucking beard anyway, you're a girl, you know. But so, like, what are you born without, you know? Do you know what you're born without?
Babies can't see colour, can they, for a bit, I guess?
I don't know if they can see colour or not, but you're born with eyes, aren't you?
Yeah, you're born with eyes. Well,
most people are. But as long as you're not physically deformed, what are you born without?
Born without?
Yeah.
No, go on.
It's a fun fact. You're actually born without kneecaps, and they actually grow as you get older. And by the time you're about 3, they're fully formed.
Oh, I don't like that.
That's a bit.
Is that real?
Yeah, that's a fact.
So you haven't got a patella?
No way.
That's why when you're born, you got like bendy legs, and
Neural legs.
so you can come out easier. Like your brain collapses. Well, your brain.
Yeah,
Your fucking head goes in because of the grooves in your skull, and you don't have any kneecaps.
I did not know that.
Nice. Yeah, it's a new one for me, that.
That's
Yeah, you didn't know that. There you go. You can mention that next time on your podcast. Yeah.
That's an excellent fact, mate.
So, and your eyes almost never grow, do they? Your
They're
eyes.
they're the same size, yeah.
Yeah. When you're born with the eyes that you live with for the rest of your life.
They all reckon I was born with my mother's eyes.
Yeah.
Everybody reckons I got my mum's eyes. So I do work that out. And my daughter got my eyes. So we got one pair of eyes between 3 of us.
All right, well, this has been a random podcast. You got anything else to tell us, lads? You told me when your first show is, November 13th.
My tickets to come see the show.
Yeah, be a cracking night. We're absolutely buzzing for it. So
I'm shitting myself.
as always.
Yeah, first show back in 2 years?
Something like that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's
Scary, but can't wait for it.
Yeah, I mean, you've been playing together long enough for me.
Yeah, you'll be fine as soon as you get up on stage. Your nerves will go out the window, won't they?
Oh yeah, it's 100%. I'm terrible. Every single show we play, I'm guaranteed 10 minutes before the show I'm in the back throwing up. But
Oh, you really?
Yeah, I get terrible stage fright. I don't know why, because I absolutely love doing it. It's one of those things. As soon as you get up on stage and you start singing, it's like, oh, okay, cool. What am I on about? But yeah, the first 10, before you're walking on, especially when we've got because we do all the theatrics and shit these days now. We have interludes playing and stuff, and trying to be that cool thing going on. So when I hear that, I'm like, oh god, it's time. And then stomach flips, but then you get up on stage and it's sick, and you're up there with your mates, so you just get over yourself, don't you, and start enjoying it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, this will be coming out after Cheryl's podcast, so I might as well mention it, Dave.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know who Cheryl Baker is, lads?
I don't think so.
I know the name.
Did you? Should we?
I think I'm pretty sure I know the name.
She was in a band called Bucks Fizz, and they won the Eurovision Song Contest in 1981.
Yeah.
She was on Record Breakers and a couple of other bits and bobs of programs. Well, when she gets nervous, and I actually asked her this because I heard it somewhere a long time ago. I thought I heard her say it on Record Breakers, but I asked her. David was panicking because I was asking this question. But I heard it, and I said, "Well, I heard a story that you said when you get excited, you break wind." And she said, "No, I don't break wind when I get excited. I break wind when I'm nervous." So it's basically me. And she said before she goes on stage and everything, she's always farting her head off. And one of her aides gives her all these anti-fart tablets and stuff. And she said, but they don't fucking work anyway. So
That's brilliant. I mean, it's better than throwing up, I guess. I'd rather have the farts before I
Yeah.
at least you can lock yourself in the room and just put up with it. But
Like a match.
I don't know if you've ever seen their Eurovision Song Contest show when they won it, but when they were on stage, there was 2 guys in the middle, 2 girls on the end, and they were singing a song, and they span around and then whipped the dresses off. Well, the skirts, not the dresses, the skirts.
Yeah, they
off.
had shorter skirts under the long.
And they had little skimpy skirts underneath.
Yeah.
So maybe that was to waft the fart away.
Should have asked her that.
I should have.
God, imagine if she's playing like a little club venue or something. The crowd's like right up on top. She's like,
It's all the pyrotechnics and everything you've got to worry about, isn't it? She's been walking off
Fucking
stage
flame
like,
coming out of her ass. Alright, this is a bit of a random one. Alright then, guys. I think we covered most of it.
amazing.
I
Well, it's
don't
been
know
a
if
pleasure
you,
chatting.
what's that?
So it's been a pleasure chatting to you. Thanks for having us on.
No, it's
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, make sure you come back and tell us when you got an album or something to promote. And
Yeah, 100%.
You know.
We'll have some more stuff definitely. So, I mean, we've just literally released our sort of last song that we've got recorded. Oh, actually, no, we haven't. We've got something else which is coming out, but can't say too much about that yet. Which I keep forgetting about.
when's it coming out?
Don't know yet.
To be confirmed. We'll let you know as soon as we know.
To be brutally honest, yeah, we're still like in the mix phase of doing it. So should send it off for mastering maybe next week, and then maybe a month after that. But then we're sort of on the run for Christmas. So hopefully we can get it out before Christmas, which would be cool. And then
Right, okay. Not a Christmas song then.
hell no.
Hey, there's money to be made. There's money to be made.
yeah,
Very true.
Christmas songs.
Yeah,
That's a fucking Slade and Wizard.
Where's they living on that, aren't they?
Yeah.
true.
Lived on that for all their lives.
Yeah, you know what? You know Katrina and the Waves, Walking on Sunshine.
I love that song.
Yeah.
They make £1 million a year in royalties off that song
Christ, no,
It's because it's amazing.
because it's on the radio all the time. It's on millions of TV programs, films, movies. Yeah, that's
But it never got to number one, did it?
I don't know.
I think it only ever charted at number 2, and they still make all that money on it.
And they still make £1 million a year in royalties.
Because they were in Eurovision with that as well, weren't they?
Were they? I know she sang in Eurovision. I don't know if it was with our song though.
I thought it was.
So
No, I don't think it was. Sorry.
What you're telling us is we need to go on Eurovision.
No, well, we needed. Well, yeah, and you need to rip off.
You need it right.
Sit on there and fart, and you need a Christmas song. That's our advice. Take it or leave it.
Next time, come on, we would have made it because we've been fighting before shows. We're on Eurovision and yeah, smashing it.
Well, you're throwing up.
Yeah. Yeah. To be fair, most Brits that go on Eurovision, that's kind of like ends their career now, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, the end of their career. Where Cheryl Baker, that was like fucking ambition in life was to get on Eurovision, wasn't it?
But it was different back then, wasn't it? So like these are only young, aren't they? So sort of like back in the 80s and 70s and 80s, it was massive. So you had like Cliff Richard was on there only at one stage in the 60s. Lulu, all of,
I don't know.
yeah, I'm sure they all.
There was
went
some
on.
pretty big people on there.
But then, sort of like I can't remember what it was. I think when we invaded
Argentina.
it was I think it was Iraq. I think it all started going pear-shaped and nobody liked voting for us. And now it's kind of like the kiss of death, especially when Katie Price went on there, pregnant in a skin-tight pink suit. You remember that? And that kind of like, I think that's what killed it, Britain.
Was she singing?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
the fuck was she singing?
She was doing the song for Europe. Thankfully she didn't qualify. She got knocked out. I think Andy Abraham might have knocked her out. Remember the guy that was on X Factor? He won X Factor or came second on it or something.
Well,
And
apparently he was in the news. She got knocked out again last week.
What, punched?
Yeah.
Oh no.
She ended up in hospital, didn't she? Allegedly, her boyfriend
Oh,
beat her up.
Oh, so, she's had that a few times, hasn't she?
Yeah, well, she must be a gobby cow then.
Well, she went out with the cross-dressing guy who beat her up, I think, allegedly. Then she went out.
He was a fucking kickboxer, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he's still like wearing skirts and shit, didn't he? While he was booting her in the head with his stilettos, allegedly. And then you had.
I don't know. I think this guy in the middle must be related to her because he's pulling some faces about this.
That really caught me off guard.
What was the guy who played for Man United? Cole
Fucking,
and the forward, Cole and
Dwight York.
Dwight York. Yeah, he smashed her up, didn't he? And then had a baby, and I think he kept beating her up a bit. after he smashed her up with his dong.
Allegedly, Dave, allegedly.
Allegedly, it's all allegedly, of course, yeah. And then, yeah, she didn't have a lot of luck. No, I think the one who looked after and treated her well, I think was probably Peter Andre, wasn't it?
Yeah. But she said he had really like an acorn.
I thought she reckoned he had a bit of a dong on her as well.
Didn't you say it looked like they were in the jungle, weren't they?
Yeah, but he had a stiffy, didn't he, in his overalls in the jungle? Because I remember Ant and Dec laughing about it.
I don't watch
You remember that? Yeah.
I don't watch it, so.
Oh, I love that. I love the jungle. It's the only sort of what do you call it, reality TV I watch. I love
No,
it.
it's not, Dave.
It is.
No, it's not, because you watch fucking Married at First Sight, and you watch something about people being in a nude behind the screen.
That's not reality. That's naked attraction, Alice. That's like Blind Date. That's amazing.
It's fucking still reality TV.
That's a game show. That's just like watching, I don't know, The Chase. It's the same sort of idea, isn't it?
No way from day to for Bez to go into the jungle from the Happy Monday to bed.
Well, Dave said they were doing it in Wales.
Yeah. They did it last year and this year.
Not many jungles in Wales, but
No, they go to a big castle in mid Wales, but they were worried because they were bringing like all the cockroaches and everything over and all the rats, and then they were worried about them becoming indigenous to Wales because obviously they probably wouldn't have caught them all. That's what they were scared of, but they haven't scared of that much because they're coming back anyway.
yeah, I hope they don't bring any kangaroos with them.
No, just the balls and penises for them to eat. Usually.
All right then. So we better let these guys go because they're looking rather perplexed.
That's just how my face looks all the time, mate.
They sat there listening. What the fuck are these two talking about? Especially David when he thinks fucking naked attraction is a bit like The Chase. I mean,
It's a game show, you know, and you're going on there to win something.
have you ever seen that program, guys?
Yeah, it's a bit concerning.
Naked Attraction's fucking brilliant.
It's not family viewing, is it?
I quite often stay and watch it with your mum.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
He suggested for it to go on there, I expect. Like, yes, get on it. Well, I did have he's not a friend of mine, a friend of my daughter's actually went on there, and he's gay, and he met his new and current boyfriend on the show. So he went on there, he was in the pod, which was coming up, so he had to do the naked bit, and all his mates dared him to do a slut drop, and he done they're like their walk of shame, so he done a slut drop on his walk of shame, and then he met his now boyfriend, and they've been going strong for like 3 years in the bar afterwards, but he was on another show, so they weren't on the same show together. But they were both went on Naked Attraction and met each other on different shows. How cool is that? See, better than Cilla Black, Alice. She didn't buy many hats, in fairness, did she? Do you know what I mean? Cilla Black.
I don't fucking know. I fucking lost me. Fucking Naked Attraction.
No, I haven't started watching that Britain Married at First Sight thing yet. We've missed the first 3 episodes. I need to catch up with that.
Do you watch Walking Dead?
Yes.
Not you. Them.
Watching it to catch up now. So I gave up after season 5, I think. So I'm just currently watching it from the start, so I can start on the last season. So please don't say anything. Don't ruin it for me.
It's amazing.
Okay. Season 11's just started over here because I'm in Holland. I don't know if you know I'm in Holland. I mean, obviously we're both from Wales, but I live in Holland. So, but season 11's just started, so
I love it. I do.
on normal telly as well.
We've just started watching it from the very beginning as well. We've done 4 episodes now in season 1, so we're going to go from 1 to 11.
Well, I watched the first episode of season 11. I didn't know what the fuck was going on because I missed half the season of season 10.
Yeah, we did the same with Game of Thrones. You've got to go back 1 or 2 seasons before you watch the new season. Just because my memory's shite, so my missus seems to remember everything, but I can't. My head's full of shit. I've got Naked Attraction probably. It's probably scarred me. But I have got a thing is when we watched it. So because you've got season 5, so you're okay. I'm not going to spoil anything for you. Season 1, the zombies are running after people, right? Season 5, they're like all like walking like proper zombies. So I was thinking about that. I was talking to the wife about it. We were watching. And I said maybe it's because like they were all living in cities and they're all really well fed in the first season because it's only just started, so they got plenty of energy to run around and they got all their bits and pieces still intact. And then maybe by season 5, because I can just see Terry's face like maybe by season 5 they're all a bit messed up, so they can't run about the place so much. What's your thoughts on that then?
That was a good plan. I had this conversation yesterday. So we watched a zombie film. Me and my girlfriend, we watched a zombie film. I can't remember what it was. It was shit anyway. But we had this discussion like, zombies, what would happen if a zombie apocalypse happened and all the humans died out? Would the zombies just eventually crumble because all the flesh is rotting? So would they just like end up on the floor in messes?
You think so, yeah.
They just rot away, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
What happens if they don't eat? If they don't eat, are they going to die as well? Or re-die? Or
Yeah, I'm not sure. Because it's still season 1, so I ain't spoiling it for you. So, because if you remember, they go into the CDC or something, and he's showing them a thing of the brain, isn't it, to show that only a little bit of the brain works. And he says it's just basically you've got like rudimentary desires or whatever, which is kind of like eat, isn't it? But whether they never actually say whether they really need to eat, but they just eat anyway. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know what would happen.
What amazes me is when they kill him, they get close to him to kill him, but surely they would fucking stink.
Oh yeah.
So they would be going as they killed him. Do you know what I mean? Not just like couple here, couple there.
Yeah. Everyone would stink, and then they hit him, and then it like splashes back on him. Man, the apocalypse must be the worst smelling thing ever.
Yeah, it's gonna be nasty, you know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nasty, Dave, when it happens.
Yeah, I'd be all right because I've watched that many films, and I'm gonna be well prepared for it. I'm gonna be like, you know, Zombieland, and you got Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
That'd be me. That will. I'd be like, I'd be fucking them up. No problem. I'll be right in there. I'll be drawing numbers on my Mercedes, running them over and everything. I'll be well sorted. The missus does archery. She'll be hanging out with a bow and arrow. We'll be well sorted. We'll be all right.
Let's get you a cowboy hat then.
Yeah.
And I'll just be standing on the shed.
The best way to do it is to move to Wales, isn't it?
So yeah, my plan was always go to Anglesey.
Okay.
On bridges. You sorted.
Yeah.
Clear the island. Start again there. Happy days.
That's a good idea, that is. I might join you up there then, actually.
Or you could go to Tenby and live on the rock.
Yeah. Or,
That's another
yeah,
option.
call the island. Kill all the monks off.
Oh, hang on, we're killing monks now.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I guess they don't, do they? Yeah, you can just walk in.
Well, you got like human beings, zombies, monks, haven't you? Or something, so you know, get rid of the monks. That might be another subscriber we've upset tonight, Ted.
Okay, but hang on a minute. Would you keep the nuns?
There's no nuns on there.
No, obviously there's no nuns there. But would you, if you had to kill them all, you killed all the monks? Would you keep the nuns?
I don't know. It depends if they're nude nuns with big guns. Have you seen that movie? I came on Channel 4 one night. That was pretty weird. I can't remember the concept though. I just remember the title.
What, is that an actual thing?
Yeah.
Oh
Look
my
it
God.
up, yeah. Nude nuns with big guns.
Have a look.
I got a feeling it might be a I think it's kind of like a bit of a revenge thing. I think one of the nuns, I can't remember why she's nude though, but I think one of the nuns might have got like raped or molested or something a bit nasty like that, and then they started picking on and revenge killing. Or are they zombies? Are they zombies in it?
Christ, we're going to get cancelled here.
It's real, isn't it?
We've done with a big gun.
We've got it. Oh, God, it is and all.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Is it any good?
I can't remember it, so I can't imagine it was that
I'm
good.
going to watch it.
Trickiest wankies ever on.
What about cricket?
It might have been on Netflix or something. I just remember it coming up, and the missus was like, because she just says the same. If she walks in a room and I'm watching Naked Attraction, she's like, "What have you got on our telly?" And I was a similar sort of thing, and I said, "It's called Nude Nuns with Big Guns."
What's your web browser history looking like?
Well, I live on IMDb because I'm a massive movie fan, mega huge, and I love Nicolas Cage as well, so I'm a bit of a sad sack, and Jean-Claude Van Damme, they're kind of like my two super go-tos. So I'm constantly on IMDb, and you know when you go on there and you sort of like click on an actor, and then you can all of a sudden through different chain of events you come out to another weird place, don't you know what I mean? So the amount of titles I come across is unbelievable. It is quite funny.
So
And that's where you get 6 steps of separation from Kevin Bacon.
I'd never heard of that before, see?
That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't know it was Kevin Bacon, though.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, yeah. Everyone's related to Kevin Bacon. So.
strange relative to us.
But if you can trace yourself back 6 steps to Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Fucking hell.
I'm learning stuff on this podcast.
Yeah, this is
I don't know how it works, but all right. Yeah, well, all right. Then we've been on nearly an hour now, and
See, that's your fault now because I've spoke a lot tonight. That's why
your conversation is much worse than mine, Dave.
That's why I've been quiet the last couple of weeks.
Well, you've been building it up, have you? Fucking hell. Thought I talk crap. But anyway, let these poor lads go and get their dinner.
Yeah. Yeah, give us a shout if you're gigging down this way as well, and I'll come and watch you. So if you're, I'm in South Wales, so if you're down this way, come give me a shout and come give you a watch.
Amazing, yeah. I'm down in Wales quite a lot actually, because I've got a lot of family like go to Wales a lot. So
okay,
Where in the south?
Where's Abersock in relation to?
Not
It's
South
not
Wales.
South Wales.
He's
Where?
miles off, mate.
Miles away
He
from you.
tried telling me that he went past Birmingham on his way to Abersock.
You go on the road that goes
Oh.
through. Sort of Birmingham.
You were fucking nowhere near it.
I saw a sign for Birmingham at some
Mate,
point.
you were about 60 miles from it.
This is why I failed geography, man.
Well, you've probably seen a sign to London as well, but it's a big fucking motorway.
Yeah, fuck knows. Fuck knows.
That's
Okay.
Where'd you go in Wales then? North Wales there?
Abersock way.
Abersock way?
Abersock.
Abersock.
Is that a place?
Abersock.
Abersock.
Sock.
Sock.
Abersock is. You Welsh.
I never bloody heard of it. How do you spell the sock bit?
S-O-C-H?
Yeah. It's near the Limb Peninsula.
It's North Wales.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not really Welsh up there.
No, they're all Scousers up there. They're not Welsh. Abersock.
Played a show in Cardiff once, that was cool.
Abersock. Oh, it's only a little village.
Yeah, it's not big. It's to be fair, I guess it's sort of everyone from Stockport goes there. It's like a holiday destination round our
It is more than.
Yeah, it's like all the Manx go to Brill, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Porthmadog and all that.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Pwelly. They do big
Porchelly.
yeah, didn't they do like a festival up there?
Yeah.
I don't know, but they used to have a massive Butlins in Porthelly, right? And when I was a kid, we went there on holiday, and Tommy Cooper was playing there. And on the weekend that we were there for 2 weeks, but on the first weekend we were there, the fucking whole place burned down. So then we ended up going to my grandfather's in Sale, Grand Sir George,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and we had to stay in Sale for a week because Porthelly Butlins burnt to the ground.
No way.
Yeah,
I didn't know that story.
How was that?
great.
Up with Grandpa George.
Yeah, he was married to. Oh, this is a story for you. he married this woman, right? Because my grandmother died, or our grandmother died, when we were really young. And
I wasn't born.
oh, no, you weren't born, actually, no.
Oh.
So, so he married this woman, right, called Louise. And they lived in Manchester, or Sale, actually, not Manchester, but they lived in Sale. They both lived in Sale. My grandchild was like he was a big Navy guy. He was fucking huge, you know, big stocky guy and stuff. Always worked in the mines when he was a kid. And then he went into the Navy. And then he met this woman called Louise, and she was like dripping in gold jewelry, you know, sovereigns, and, you know, like they were in the 70s and 80s, big gold chains and stuff. And he had the same, he had all these gold sovereign rings and stuff. So they both looked at each other and they both thought they were pretty well off, right? So they sort of like got together and fell in love or whatever, and then he moved in with her. And then when it came down to it, neither of them had a fucking pot to piss in. All they had was these sovereigns and fucking gold chains. So they both thought they were getting off with a rich person, and both of them were pretty poor. So even though Louise thought she was above everybody else, actually, he stayed married to her for a while.
Yeah, I don't remember her. I don't remember it.
But yeah, they got divorced in the end because neither of them had any money. So yeah, a bit of my history.
Is there another random fact for your show?
You can go tell everyone else. You know that guy on that podcast there, his granddad married a woman and they thought she was rich and she was skint.
You guys on our Twitch streams or live streams or something, just come chat bollocks with it. It's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Well, I did say you could go eat dinner. That was about half hour ago.
Yeah.
So I like 3 times, but that's so good. Thanks for having us on, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, thanks for coming on.
Make sure you come back on, and we can always talk shit to you and tell us about your new album.
Yeah.
And when you tour, if you've got a tour coming up, tell us about your tour and stuff.
Amazing, yeah, we'll do. Yeah, keep in touch. We'll drop you an email and stuff.
Cool.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Well, lads.
Cheers,
Ta-ra.
guys.
Okay,
See you later.
I think that's got to be our most random one ever. To be honest, I just
But you were fucking giving out with fucking stuff.
Oh, do you know what I mean? That's I'm not talking now next week. I just stay quiet next week.
Well, we did have a sensible one the other day, so with Rick.
Oh, he was great. I liked him. I want to be his mate. I liked him.
Yeah, he was cool, man. I liked him.
He was such a lovely guy. Really lovely guy. And he's more my age than his. They're just two, you know, they're 3 youngsters they are, and they probably thought these fucking old twats. They're probably thinking, fucking old 23 years old down the old year boys. This is as good as it's gonna get. Oh, that's another one my mum can't watch.
No, she'll like this one because I talk about grandeur.
That's it, yeah. I remember her talking about, because she did say that she was completely polar opposite to Nan. Or, so they were really surprised when he married her, do you know what I mean? Because she was nothing like, our mum's mum.
He was a fucking hyacinth.
Yeah, so they were quite surprised, but I can't remember her, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? I can't.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I guess I would have met her.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I only met her because we went to Sale. I think that was the only time I ever met her.
Okay.
To be honest.
I probably never did meet her then.
So
yeah, here we are.
no, didn't it?
Yeah.
So
Keeping Grandpa George alive. What a legend.
yeah, got to take you.
What a legend yours.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why we was having dinner. I don't know if you were there or not. Actually, we were having dinner one day, Sunday dinner, because we always had the dinner on the table, you know. And he said something. I can't remember what he said, but he said something. And then I was sat next to him. I was sat on his left. I mean, you know how big he was. He was fucking massive, wasn't he? And he had these fucking huge hands. And I was sat next to him, and I must have been about 16 or 17, I guess. And he said something at the table, and I said something back, and he just fucking stuck it under my shoulder and grabbed hold of me like that. I was like, what do you say, boy?
He's amazing. I used to, because my mate Matthew, when he used to, because his grandson used to come to ours every Tuesday and Thursday for tea. And he hear him before he come in, and he walked me through the door. Aye. I was as he was coming in, and my mate Matthew used to love it. Oh, Grandpa George, is you and Dave? Yeah, he's awesome. Absolutely awesome.
All right then. See you later. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Peace
Random
out.
one tonight. Enjoyed that. It was good fun.
Totally. Yeah, you ran away with it. I think we'll give the random score for out of 10, a 10 out of 10 for tonight, and we'll give it to you.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, have a good one.
Ta-ra.
All right.